I always saying, we live. Another FC in the cut. You already know what time it is. You know, before we get into the video, topic of this video, I just want to say I've been seeing the feedback I've been getting on the last videos I've made. You know, it's a really humbling thing to see that people support what I'm doing. They like the content I'm providing. You know, it just makes me want to work even harder. You know, I really enjoy what I'm doing here. Like, this stuff I do for fun. You know, it's a hobby. So I really appreciate the love I've been getting, and I got content coming for you guys. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. But now, the topic of the video: Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, you gotta go, brother. You gotta leave. It's time to go. It's time to go. Steph Curry, one of my favorite players. I'll tell you that right now for free. So I'm gonna be biased about him in this video. Sue me. Sue me. Steph Curry is one of my favorite players. And I love the Golden State franchise. They've been a team that everybody's been watching for the last 5-6 years. Yeah, they've been dominating. But this season, the last season, we'll throw away last season. That don't really count. You had no Curry, you had no Clay. You had no Draymond, basically. He sat out. But this season, Steph Curry, brother, after what you're seeing right now, you gotta go. The Warriors are a hellhole. They're terrible. Let's keep it a stack. Them boys fell off. They're the worst team in the league without Steph Curry. You tried to watch a Golden State Warriors game with Steph Curry out injured. Even when he's playing, it's 4 and 5 because you've got guys like Draymond Green who are getting 100 million a year. Sorry, not a year, 100 million of what, 4 years, 5 years? And it's 4 and 5 because he can't shoot. It's 4 and 5 on the court every time because he is a liability offensively. I don't care that he can assist and rebound and whatnot. If you can't score and you can't shoot and you're on the court playing 35 minutes a night, you're a liability. In this NBA, you're a liability. But the Warriors roster, as terrible as it is not even my biggest issue. My biggest issue is Steve Kerr in the front office. Steve Kerr's a fraud. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Don't know why I messed up getting that word out. My English is good, yeah. Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr's a fraud. He's a fraud. He's never been a good coach. I've never rated him as a coach, to be honest. KD told you a lot about him. KD told you this guy's he's a fugazi coach. You know? A lot of people give him credit, oh, he's a great coach. Of course you're gonna look like a great coach when you've got Steph Curry, who to many people is a top 2 point guard of all time. That's that conversation is there right now. You know, some people in the future, depending on what Steph Curry might achieve, you know, he could possibly end up being the greatest. Doubt it, because magic is magic for a reason. But you had Steph Curry, who people regard as a top 2 point guard ever. You had Kevin Durant, who will probably go down as a top 10 player ever, and if he carries on the way he's going, you know, wins this chip with Brooklyn this season, they're my pick, by the way, to win a title. He could go down as a top 5 player. You had Draymond Green in his prime, and for all the mess I might talk about Draymond Green on Twitter and whatnot, and I might not like his game now, and, you know, I loved his game a couple years back. He was a hellacious defender, you know. You had Klay Thompson, arguably regarded as a top 2 shooter ever after Curry. So you had 2 of the greatest shooters of all time on your team. You know, 4 Hall of Famers, not to mention Iguodala and Sean Livingston and those guys, Andrew Bogut, you know, Leandro Barbosa, Maurice Space. The depth that the Golden State Warriors had. Steve Kerr, you lucked into that. Mark Jackson really built that team. You just reaped all of his benefits. You reaped all of his benefits. And now you're being exposed. You're being exposed because you can't really coach. You can't really coach. You're destroying James Wiseman. Everybody can see it. You're killing the kid. He's a 20-year-old rookie, and you're killing his confidence because you won't play to his strengths. You're a coach that refuses to play a pick and roll with Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever. You have the greatest shooter ever, and you refuse to make the offense as easy and simple as it could be. Why? Because your own ego. You want to play this ball movement team. You don't have them players anymore where you can play with that ball movement. You have bums in your squad now. You don't have Iguodala. You don't have Draymond. You don't have KD. You don't have Clay. You don't have these guys. You don't have these guys. So simplify the offense. Stop playing Steph Curry like he's a glorified JJ Redick. You refuse to put a ball in his hands. What kind of nonsense is that? Let me know. You're one of the best point guards ever, one of the greatest shooter ever, 3-time champion, a 2-time MVP, unanimous MVP. And you play him like he's JJ Redick, coming off our screens. Him setting screens. Why is your star point guard your only offensive threat on the floor? The only reason you're going to make the playoffs, if you even do that, which right now is looking likely about to get bumped out the 10th seed. Right? Steve Kerr, where's the coaching at? Now is your time to really prove you're a good coach. And right now you're failing. And you're failing hard. So the topic of the video, Steph Curry, you gotta leave. The title of this video is Steph Curry, you gotta leave. Steph Curry, you gotta go. You have to go. The Warriors' shell life is over, right? It happens with all dynasties. You have a fantastic run and the fall off is hard because you're overpaying players now who are declining, i.e. Draymond Green, Klay Thompson coming off of 2 huge injuries. You don't know how he's gonna come back. You know, I pray he comes back the same Klay Thompson, but it's unlikely. Off an Achilles and an ACL back-to-back. So you got a horrible, horrible wage bill. You got guys who are unmovable because of the contracts they're on. You're in salary cap hell. You're in salary cap hell. No one wants to come to Golden State because no one wants to play for a Steve Kerr who treats Steph Curry like he's a scrub. Superstar players watch that, you know. Superstar players have relationships with each other. They analyze how other front offices treat their superstar players. And right now, the Golden State Warriors are taking Steph Curry for granted. Now, while I believe Steph Curry should leave, and while I feel like he should leave to better his own legacy, if he wants to actually win championships, he's got to leave Golden State. Because Golden State are not winning nothing anytime soon. They can't get any superstar players in a trade because no one wants the players that they have on the contracts that they have. Right? But why I want Steph to leave? Why I want Steph to leave is because the front office and Steve Kerr take him for granted. They know and I know, which is why I don't think Steph will leave as much as I want him to. He wants to be a Warrior for life. And the front office know that. Steve Kerr knows that. They know that Steph Curry wants to be a Warrior for life, and they're taking advantage of that. They're happy with just making their money off of Steph Curry. You know, getting a few wins here and there. Happy with just being a playoff team. The desire to win is not there anymore. The owners have built the Chase Center. You've got Joe Lacob now trying to take credit for all the success that's happened. Bob Myers, he's turned out to be one scrub in the spotlight. It's becoming clearer and clearer every day that Jerry West was really the reason that the Warriors were able to build such a great roster. Jerry West's track record is elite. The man knows what he's doing when it comes to building a title-winning team. But the likes of Steve Kerr and Bob Myers and Joe Lacobs, they're the ones that are taking the credit. When really, they don't have a monkey's what they're doing. Bob Myers' draft record is terrible. He is terrible with draft picks. The fact that he picked Wiseman over LaMelo Ball, and that'll be a whole different video. The fact that he picked Wiseman over LaMelo Ball, a potential replacement for Steph Curry once he starts to decline, that's pure malpractice. And it's going to bite the Warriors in the bum, right? And it's going to bite hard and it's going to hurt like hell for years to come. That is something that I don't know if the Warriors may recover from. You gave up the chance to draft I believe a generational point guard. I believe he's a top 10 point guard in the league right now at 19 years old. Yes, LaMelo Ball at 19 years old. I believe he's a top 10 point guard right now in the league. And Golden State could have had that. But they picked James Wiseman. Right? But that isn't my biggest bone to pick with him. My biggest bone to pick is with Steve Kerr in the front office for taking Steph Curry for granted. Steph Curry, my message to you, leave the Golden State Warriors. Leave the Golden State Warriors. They're taking you for an idiot. They're taking you for granted. And they're not a team that's willing to make moves. Bob Myers is Danny Ainge Jr. All these assets and... Golden State don't even have assets like that. They got a couple players. But he sits on his laurels just like Danny Ainge would. Steph Curry, leave. If you want to carry on winning titles, which I believe he does, because he's a winner. Steph Curry's a winner. He's a winner. You don't go from being a 3-time champ to being out of the playoffs 2 years and that shit don't bug you. It's bugging him. So Steph Curry, if you want to win more titles, if you want to just add on to your legacy, because you have nothing else left to prove in this league. Everyone knows your legacy is solidified. If you do nothing else for the rest of your career, your legacy is solidified. But you're a winner, and winners want to win. So if you want to carry on winning these titles, if you want to end your career and be regarded as a top, possibly a top 5 player ever, because to me right now, I don't know about you guys, I have him as a top 10 player ever. Maybe even, if at most, just outside the top 10. But I have him there. I believe he's that great. But you can add on to that legacy. You can win more titles. You can win some more MVPs. But you have to leave. You have to go. There's been a lot of talk about LeBron recruiting Curry at the All-Star break. How much of that is actually believable, I don't know, but you never know. You never know. LeBron James looked like he loved playing with Steph Curry. Had the time of his life. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was re-recruiting Steph to the Lakers. Steph to the Lakers? And if the Nets win this summer, which I feel like they will, in convincing fashion, eyebrows start raising. Steph Curry might have to reconsider his options. I feel like he should be reconsidering his options right now. And it's interesting that he hasn't signed his contract extension that the Warriors have offered him in the past offseason. It's very interesting. It remains to be seen what happens this summer. If he doesn't sign a contract extension this summer, Golden State fans, be worried. Be very worried. Be very worried. Because Steph Curry, going into 2022 as a free agent, that will be one of the biggest free agent stories that's come around in a long, long time. It'll be a social media frenzy. So Steph Curry, you want to win more titles, you've got to leave Golden State. Lakers with LeBron and AD, boy oh boy. Boy oh boy. Steph Curry, man. Do you want to stay at Golden State and let these bozos take advantage of you? Organization that clearly doesn't look like they want to win anymore. Players like Draymond Green who are declining. You don't know how Clay's gonna come back. You're playing with scrubs. You're taking postmen. These guys I can't even call them G Leaguers. There's way more G Leaguers with more game than these guys on the floor with him. He's playing with postmen, part-time sports athletes. These guys are scrubs on the court. You don't believe me? Just watch them without Steph. It's a bad sight. Steph and Curry. Wardell, Steph and Curry. You want to win more titles? You want to add on to your ever great legacy? You want to be regarded as the best point guard ever? You know what to do. You got to leave Golden State. Unrich FC, NBA takes, football takes, content coming. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love once again. Peace.